In the headlines tonight, power restored to most customers as the Barbados Light and Power Company continues to probe the cause. The Vauxhall Primary School renamed. Another milestone for the Springer Memorial School. And in sports, Alzarri Joseph Guldratt Titans take the lead in the 2023 IPL.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Hello, I'm Shane Seeley. Our lead story tonight. A year of celebrations along with a number of memorials will all honor the life and contribution of activist Shirley Chisholm to the Vauxhall School and Barbados. Wendy Burke tells us the school was renamed after her today.
The former Vauxhall Primary School now bears the name of Shirley Chisholm, the former American Congresswoman of Barbadian heritage. She was schooled right here at the Vauxhall Primary. And her great-niece today of the Shirley Chisholm Foundation spoke about why she has earned the right for this school to be named after her.
This little village gave Shirley the courage to reach across the aisle to work with Republicans to expand the food stamp program in 1977, which I benefited from. This little village helped to shape the woman my late Aunt Brenda would become, the daughter of a housekeeper who became the youngest deputy registrar in this country. This little village shaped the man Chad Blackman would become. As a boy growing up in Vauxhall, Chad had already done his homework on Shirley Chisholm and later was the force behind renaming the school.
The students did a poem in Chisholm's honor.
Shirley Anita Chisholm was an outstanding icon. She was a trailblazer, trendsetter, and a beacon. Her life was dedicated to the service of mankind. She was generous, conscientious, and so very kind.
And one also rendered song. Minister of Education Kay McConney said they had no difficulty in agreeing to the name change.
We have spent the last 2.5 years preparing for this moment, and I want to acknowledge at this time the contribution, the effort of the Honorable Santia Bradshaw, who preceded me, and after whom I came and continued to move this project. The COVID-19 pandemic had halted some of our earlier plans, but what it did, it allowed us to develop a beautiful memorial gardens.
Chad Blackman, senior advisor to the Director General of the International Labour Organization, says given Shirley Chisholm's track record and accomplishments, and now with the renaming of the school, her legacy must be translated into a way of life for the children, and one area is that of Miss Chisholm's skills as a great orator, debater, and public speaker. He wants that to serve as an excellent foundation and springboard for this school to be a beacon of excellence in those fields, and will bring a national competition to help.
That I want to commit publicly to undertaking a national Shirley Chisholm debating competition where the primary schools of this country will on an annual basis debate critical issues of the day with great emphasis placed on not only delivery and style but also relative to the content of the debate themselves.
As Prime Minister Mayor Amor Motley encouraged the children to know more about Shirley Chisholm and all that she stood for, she also enlightened us that she's going to be asking for a year of celebrations in honor of this trailblazer.
It is no accident, I believe, that our Independence Day, our Republic Day, is the birthday of Shirley Chisholm. It's an amazing coincidence. And our 100th birthday will in fact be next year, 2024. we want to launch from November 30th this year. 1 year of celebration here and in the United States of America to celebrate the life as we come to the centennial anniversary of this great Barbadian woman.
The gardens, bust, plaques, and murals were all unveiled in her honor and are now here for the students and entire community to enjoy. Wendy Burke, CBC News.
Thank you, Wendy. Electricity has now been restored to most of the country after the entire island was without power for several hours. Crews at the Barbados Light and Power Company are still investigating the cause of the outage, but they have been able to identify the origin. Manager of Communications and Government Relations, Jackie Marshall-Clark, told me earlier what occurred.
And today we experienced an island-wide outage at approximately 11:30 a.m. With that, our generation and leadership teams immediately activated the company's emergency and restoration plans. We can confirm now that the outage commenced at our Spring Garden generating plant, and as we speak, teams are still investigating to understand more about what caused the outage to occur.
Well, no injuries were reported as the BLPC crews worked to restore power. The restoration process took about 5 hours, which is what usually obtains when there is an island-wide outage. Mrs. Marshall-Clark, however, reports the utility was able to restore electricity at the hospital and the island's ports of entry in short order.
Granny Adams International Airport was restored at approximately 1 p.m., the QEH at about 1:26 p.m., and then Bridgetown and its environs about 1:56 p.m. As always, the Prime Minister, the Ministry of Energy, the Minister of Energy, key personnel in the Ministry of Energy, the Fair Trading Commission, they've all been informed about the outage, and we will continue to update them as we continue our investigation.
A number of businesses closed their doors early, and some schools as well also cut classes short today. As a result of the outage, we'll bring you more details as they become available. The Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs, Kirk Humphrey, says government is looking at the possibility of setting up mini elderly care facilities in every parish as officials try to tackle the reality that the elderly population in Barbados is steadily starting to outnumber those of working age. He made the comment during an event at the National Botanical Gardens to officially launch a memorial space for the Barbados Alzheimer's Association. At the same time, we're also hearing from the association that younger people are now suffering from dementia, dispelling the belief that dementia is only an elderly disease. Ryan Broom has more.
Becomes older.
Minister Humphrey says dependency ratio determines the size of the working population versus the non-working population and the cost of supporting the non-working population.
And when you were talking about our concern for the NAS and so on, it is because those things are real. Like, you have less resources, you look out into the distance and you see less things happening, and you know that the country is going to have a challenge. And at some point we're going to have a serious conversation about how this country is going to be able to deal with that. Because at this rate, I am telling you, we will not be able to deal with it. There's just too few people who are working or born to be part of the working population. And it's something we're going to have to look at very, very seriously.
Still, he says strides have continuously been made in extending the lives of seniors over the years and to ensure that people can live better in their senior years.
And that a lot of the work that we have to do now has to be in relation to making sure that people can live a lot better in this country. That is why the geriatric hospital makes sense. And that is why we are doing the work to upgrade the Vauxhall Senior Citizens Home. We're upgrading Lancaster House. We're contemplating as a government building facilities in every parish and hopefully allowing an NGO like Seroptimus to be able to run those facilities. That is why we finished the policy very recently, and hopefully very soon with the Law Reform Commission we'll be doing the legislation and bringing it to Parliament, because the idea that people can continue to abuse old people has to stop.
He says while government is actively engaged in changing a lot of old legislation to make it more relevant, it cannot be the work of government alone. Meanwhile, we are also hearing that younger people are starting to both detect and experience Alzheimer's. In her remarks at the launch, President of the Barbados Alzheimer's Association, Pamelia Burton, says it is a trend that researchers are continuing to monitor.
We are now seeing people in their 40s being affected. Not too long ago, I received information that a young woman, not here in Barbados, but who has been diagnosed with dementia at a very young age of age 19. Now, should we still consider this only for the elderly? No. It's a disease that affects anyone at any time and from all backgrounds. And believe it or not, it is hereditary. I should be concerned because let me tell you, my mother had it, my grandmother had it, my mother's 4 brothers had it, and listen to me. I'm not scared because as long as I have this to be going, my brain will be going. All right?
The president also said the idea for the memorial space was the brainchild of Vice President Dr. Ermin Bell. Also speaking during the launch was special guest of the association, St. Thomas MP Cynthia Ford, who lauded them for their hard work over the years and urged Barbadians to do more to care for their seniors, especially those dealing with Alzheimer's.
The community training, the lectures, the programs. And I know sometimes when you want to hear of a program coming, I want to hear about no old people now though. Let me hear some music or listen to something else. No. Pay close attention. You never know when the shoe may come on your foot, God forbid. And then when you get there, you want your families, your friends, your neighbors and others to be able to be the support systems that you need because they go right back into childhood, as most of you will know.
Minister of Environment and National Beautification, Adrian Ford, also spoke at the launch.
Because those in the twilight of their years must have the twilight moments. And I'm saying we can only do this if we have geographical spaces like those, like this one right here in the Botanical Garden. This is important to me. This is important to government.
Now, during the brief planting ceremony in the memorial space, the officials appropriately planted forget-me-not plants to mark the special occasion. Ryan Broom, CBC News.
Coming up on Newsnight, a proposal to help Barbados address its declining population. Details to that story and more up next. Senior Minister with responsibility for planning and infrastructure, Dr. William Dugid, is clearing the air on comments made at the weekend on a Democratic Labour Party platform by the former Prime Minister, Frundle Stewart. The statement says Mr. Stewart is reported to have said in a section of the press that government is moving, government's headquarters from Bay Street for a tourism project. Dr. Dugid says this is far from the truth, and Mr. Stewart clearly does not have the facts. He explained that government is looking to further develop the site at Bay Street to improve and modernize government offices by adding 2 buildings and making more floor space available. Dr. Dugid says better parking facilities and improved office space for the Prime Minister's office and the Ministry of Finance will offer better working conditions for staff and reduce government's rental bill. The statement says that Mr. Stewart, like his current leader, would do well to get his facts straight before coming to the public with fanciful tales, fake news, and misinformation. Now, as Barbados considers ways to boost its declining population, Ambassador to CARICOM David Comishong has proposed the country extend Barbadian citizenship to grandchildren and great-grandchildren born overseas to Barbadians. He says currently Barbados extends citizenship to the children of Barbadians born overseas. He made the revelation on the Conversations on CARICOM segment of CBC TV8's Morning Barbados.
And I say that within the context of the Barbados population analysis that was recently done by the government, which suggested that we have an aging population and that we need inward migration to bring into Barbados young people in their economically active years that will contribute to the economy, contribute to tax revenues, contribute to the national insurance system. And I think the suggestion is that we probably need to have the ideal population. We probably need another 100,000 people. Well, obviously, for me, the best place to start is with the extended family.
Fresh on the heels of claiming its 17th athletic title, the Springer Memorial School is celebrating yet another milestone. Yesterday, it became the home of the island's newest cadet company. Sharika Griffith reports.
Springer Memorial is again blazing trails in Barbados as champions, as this cadet corps, company number 23, is the very first all-female cadet corps in the history of Barbados.
Education Minister Kay McConney delivering remarks during the historic event to establish the 40-member cadet company at the Government Hill Institution. She says extracurricular activities like the cadet corps help to foster emotional and social learning among young people.
Cadetting inspires young people to achieve success in life. It inspires our young people to conquer their fears and to excel. And the camaraderie that is among the ranks, it helps to boost confidence. It instills discipline, and it cultivates respect for authority, teamwork, and resilience.
Commandant of the Barbados Cadet Corps, Commander David Dorridge, revealed plans to expand the organization's numbers by improving the programs offered at schools.
We just completed a recruit passing out parade. And one of the positives, not just the numbers that were on parade, but one of the positives is that we managed to increase the number of recruits by about 20% because we came back to the schools where cadets rightfully belong. It's a school-based organization. And its development, establishment, the exciting nature of the things that you do as cadets will enhance the school and encourage more children to join.
He believes more cadets will create a need for more instructors. So Commander Dowridge is suggesting changing the existing Defense Act to allow non-military adults to assume these roles.
If we are going to expand, we may have to look at bringing on adults who may not wish to serve in the Barbados Defense Force as officers. That will require changes. And it is something I invite the Force Headquarters to contemplate sooner rather than later.
During the ceremony, several top recruits from the recent recruitment drive were recognized, including Rakira Pollard, who's now a member of Barbados' first all-female cadet company. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Sports Night, brought to you with the compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL.
Time now for sports. Let's go over to Damien in the sports studio. Lots of cricket in action tonight.
Yeah, definitely, Shane. Good evening to you. Good evening to our viewers and listeners. We start with this one. Defending champions Barbados are off to a losing start in the CWI Rising Stars Under-15 Championship being played in Antigua. The Young Bajans suffered an 18-run defeat to Jamaica this evening. Opting to bat first, Jamaica were bowled out for 165 in 42.3 overs. Pacer R.J. Giddens finished with 4 for 24, while DeMarco Scott fell 1 run short of a half-century. Barbados then had knocks of 64 from Gadsden Bowens and an unbeaten 47 from Justin Paris, but they lost their final 7 wickets for 3 runs after being 144 for 3 at one stage. They eventually fell to 147 all out in 39 overs. Barbados' second match will be against the Leeward Islands on Thursday. Meantime, the Windward Islands defeated the Leewards by 99 runs at the Vivian Richards Stadium. Scores there, the Windwards 263 for 3, Leewards 164 all out. Trinidad and Tobago defeated Ghana by 7 wickets at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. Ghana were bowled out for just 75 in 32.4 overs. TNT then replied with 76 for 3 of 15.2. Well, West Indies pacer Alzarri Joseph took 2 wickets in a testing spell of fast bowling as his Gujarat Titans team defeated the Delhi Capitals by 6 wickets in match number 7 of the Indian Premier League today. Joseph finished with 2 for 29 in a collective bowling performance in Delhi, led by Rashid Khan with 3 for 31 and Mohammad Shami 3 for 41 as he restricted DC to 162 for 8. David Warner led the charge with 37 and Aksar Patel added 36. Saitaj Hussain then played a calm and composed knock of 62 of 48 deliveries, and David Miller hit 31 of 16 as the Titans reached the target with 11 balls to spare for their second straight win of the season and a maximum 4 points. Cooperative General Insurance has once again shown its commitment to the athletes of the Elite Distance Track and Field Club. The company recently presented the club's Carifta athletes with training equipment. The presentation was made before the Barbados team departed today for the Bahamas ahead of the 50th Carifta Games, with the action set to start on Friday and ending on April 10th at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium in Nassau. Human Resources and Marketing Manager of Cooperators General Insurance, Cheryl Ford, said the items will aid the athletes significantly as they focus on the task ahead.
The package is things that we understood that you need, and that package includes an exercise mat. When you go down to the games, you need to have something that you can stretch out with. A water bottle, we understood you didn't have that as well as a towel. When you perspire, you have your own towel, and this will also help you. And we believe that these items will help you not have to bother about those things where you're worrying about your competition. Also, in addition to that, we've also have a massage gun. The massage guns is something that your club would have had with you already. And what we decided to do, we want to be able to, each of you, when you get down to the Carifta Games, be able to use a massage gun for yourself. You're not keeping the gun, but it will turn back into the goal with the equipment that your club would have had.
The head coach of the Elite Distance Club and the Barbados team for the Carifta Games, Ramon Armstrong, was thankful for the support.
I just want to express our sincere gratitude and thanks from the Elite Distance family to Corporate General. They've been with us from the inception when our club started in 2007, and they continue to support us every year in whatever we ask for, and they can provide it. They do, and they have proven a lot of worth and substance to our program and to our athletes. And not only the club as a whole, but it also supports our individuals in giving them internships here at the company over the summer, and some of our older athletes, assisting them with job placements. So they do a lot in the entire holistic development of our athletes, just not on the track, but also off the track.
We start the business report tonight with a taste of Barbadian culture. That's on show in Panama. The Minister of Tourism and International Transport, Ian Gooding-Edgell, says the event is to celebrate the cultural linkages that exist between the two countries.
From our culinary diversity to cultural richness, Destination Barbados is the place to be. We have some of Barbados' renowned chefs and mixologists here to give a taste of our island's cuisine. Barbados has always had a strong musical talent, and we have soca artist Peter Ram, DJ AON Skilts, and steel panist Ziggy Walker.
The tourism minister says the fiesta is a forerunner to the establishment of a Barbados embassy in Panama and the opening of a Barbados tourism office there as well.
Our film and fashion design industries are on the rise, and we're elated that you will have a chance to see their uniqueness here tonight. Tonight's event is testament to the value of maintaining relationships as we prepare for Panama's embassy in Bridgetown, the establishment of a Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc. office here in Panama, staffed and maintained by Barbadians. This aligns with our strategy to expand our reach in the Latin American market, and we have seen the value of strengthening our relationship with Panama.
Barbados is well on the way to becoming a fully diversified economy. The comment came from the Minister of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology, Davidson Ishmael, at the Staff Awards luncheon of Export Barbados BIDC at Sandals Royal Resort. Trevor Thorpe reports.
The minister praised the long-standing awardees and told them much is in store for Export Barbados BIDC and everything is in place as the development takes shape.
For the financial year 2023 to 2024, MIS, through funding from the Organization of American States, as well as through the engagement of services from a consultant, will establish a science, technology, and innovation policy for Barbados, as well as a framework for the measurement of local research and development and innovation.
Speaking on the theme, Explore, the Minister cautioned awardees against becoming comfortable in their current achievements as more is coming to the industry.
A life sciences hub within the Caribbean, and in that regard, the inclusion and promotion of science and technology, an upgrade in our renewable energy strategies, and clean technology capabilities are all crucial efforts to build out this important life sciences industry. Therefore, and in closing, I wish to commend the Export Barbados team for introducing and expanding the use of technology in your day-to-day activities and promoting it to your clientele. However, I would like to challenge you, and indeed all present, to not get too comfortable with your current achievements, but to continue to explore, continue to innovate, and continue to create value for yourselves and, by extension, the people of Barbados.
According to the Minister, the climate crisis has proven itself to be very real, and the approach to development and exploration will play a pivotal role in how Barbados does business.
As a small island developing state in this regard, this is an issue that must be kept at the forefront of our strategies. And this is why sustainability and circularity should be the foundation upon which our exploration is built. As we explore the ways in which we can upgrade our product designs, our manufacturing, our packaging, and all facets of production, sustainability, and circularity, these things must form the lens through which we must now navigate.
Minister Ishmael commended the Export Barbados BIDC team for introducing and expanding the use of technology and creating value by promoting it to its clients. Trevor Thorpe for the Business Report.
Damien's back with the second half in sports and some really good news for local athletes.
Yeah, thanks so much, Shane. Well, it was 15 years in the making, but finally the Barbados Olympic Association headquarters in Willie is now home to the National Sports Medicine Clinic, which was officially launched recently, along with the Athlete Health and Wellness Program. The brainchild of past president of the BOA, Steve Stout, the clinic was born out of the idea of providing a full range of services for athletes in one location. It was made possible through a partnership initiative started back in 2008 with the Ministry of Sport and the Barbados Sports Medicine Association to offer specialized medical care to national athletes and teams. The president of the Sports Medicine Association, Dr. Carl Ward, outlined some of the services to be offered.
It's going to start off firstly as an assessment clinic to make sure that our athletes, our elite, emerging and developing athletes, which basically would be the funded athletes from the Olympic Association and the government of Barbados, would receive at least one yearly full comprehensive medical, not counting the medicals that they would get before going off somewhere, but one comprehensive medical, including things that maybe we didn't do before, heart tests, blood tests to look for non-communicable diseases, etc. And that is what, for now, we will start. We have referral systems in place to deal with any problems that are found. And we are trying to expand actively the types of services that we offer besides just physiotherapy and sport medicine and nutrition and podiatry. We're looking to expand services further.
Well, BOA President Sandra Osborne says it's all about helping athletes reach their full potential.
Athlete support is multifaceted, and none is more critical than medical services. The work of the Barbados Sports Medicine Association and their partnership with us across various games for many years has been an essential component of that athlete support. Our provision of this space in the Barbados Olympic Association's headquarters is further evidence of our commitment.
Sports Charles Griffith, while urging the national federations to utilize the clinic to best support their athletes and teams, also wants the clinic to be offered in communities across the island.
I know that this is a room, but I want to have satellite locations, because for some of our athletes that I determine to be like at grassroots level, we need to be able to take this to the communities and to have clinics at the different locations. Sports Council, we have X amount of pavilions across this country, and I believe that we should press them into use in relation to this.
Well, officials are hoping for well over 100 participants for the 2023 edition of the Republic Bank Sir Charles Williams International Game Fishing Tournament, set for April 11th to 15th at the Port St. Charles Marina. The tournament will showcase some of the best anglers and boats in the region.
This year's tournament, we're thrilled to announce that we have a few boats coming from different islands in the region, including Grenada, St. Lucia, Martinique, and Antigua. These international teams are going to be competing against Barbados' best for some fantastic prizes, including a $50,000 cash prize for the record-breaking Blue Marlin, over 525.5 pounds. The champion boat for the tournament is also going to represent Barbados on the global stage at the Offshore World Championships held in Cape Coast, Costa Rica. In addition to the competitive aspects of this tournament, the BGFA is extremely proud to support sustainable fishing practices. And we've done that by mandating catch and release for all billfish species, and by implementing minimum weights for all of the target catches of the tournament.
And that's our time for this edition of CBC NewsNight. I'm Shane Seeley. Good night. Thanks for visiting us. Now, if you want to see more stories like this one, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can always go to cbc.bb for the latest news and current affairs.